Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pillow Fort Talk with Heather, Ivani, and Vale. This is the podcast where we try to talk about specific topics and quickly spiral out of control. Grab a blanket, some wine, and join us in the fort for what we hope is an entertaining and relatable bitch session.
No, I think that's exactly how it is. Like, I almost never let people over to my house anymore. I never give a couch to crash on anymore, which really is hard for me because I am the person that if you don't have anybody to call, if you don't have anywhere to go, right, like, I'll always give you a roof over your head and something to eat. And even, because of this, I don't like people coming to my house anymore. This is my sanctuary. You're not coming in here. You're not making my home toxic. Like, I'm very weird about it because growing up in my early 20s, I was always somebody who was like, no, come to my house. No, come to my house. No, me too. Come over. Yeah. And now I can't give. And I say that I would, if one of you guys was like, I am suddenly homeless. All right, come on, couch. Let's go. I would never deny somebody a roof.
That's good to know because money's been hard lately.
Also sometimes you're like, oh, I would do that, or like you say you wouldn't, but you're like, no, I would, because even when you have that PTSD, you're still like, I'm still that nurturing, caring person.
Well, and it's I literally went through this the other day because I know somebody who I think they're great. They haven't shown me any toxic traits about their personality. They're going through a really rough time. They're considering divorcing their husband. They're living with their mom with their husband, and they're confined in a room, and it's a very toxic place for them, so much so that they have told me they'll sit outside their house for an hour after work because they don't want to go in. So I was for a week after hearing that, I was like, sucks. And then finally I got myself to the point of, listen, if you ever for a night need to get away, or a couple nights, you can come over.
A place to crash.
Yeah. But I that felt really hard for me to open that up to somebody. And granted, it's still very fresh. It's, like I said, only been about 3 months. But it was very difficult. And the only reason I offered that is because even though it was really hard to offer that, it felt wrong for me, the person I am, not to offer that. So I talked myself into it, but it was really hard.
It's like that, I'm going to offer this, but I really hope you never take me up on it. Not because I don't want to be a good person, but because I can't go through this again.
Yeah.
Getting close to people again is hard.
Yeah. Because
you feel like you gave so much of yourself and in intimate parts of yourself to somebody, and you shared these things, and they were such a big part of your life, and then that rug gets yanked out from under you, and so your brain says, well, the lesson is don't let it happen again. Protect yourself. Right. Don't put yourself in the situation again. Right. But, how do you make friends as an adult?
Yeah.
Impossible.
You see so much of the world, and you see so much of people, and especially if you spend a lot of time studying psychology, which was my first mistake, then you're
love psychology.
You're so predispositioned to want to see the best, but see all the possibilities where you might be a psychopath, murderer, killer who's going to destroy me.
Yeah.
And it becomes this weird spiral of okay, we're going to be work friends. Yeah. And I'll send you memes.
Yeah.
And we'll bitch together. But you stay there and I stay here.
Girl, I get that so hard.
And maybe if you said, hey, you want to grab a drink after work, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Especially if I knew you were going through it.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, my sole life function, and I love my job, I love what I do, genuinely, my sole life function is to get home and get back in my pajamas.
Same. No, same. Yep. I get it. Yeah. Yep. This is the first place I've worked where I don't feel I don't feel awful all the time.
Yeah.
I still feel awful sometimes because, let's be honest, nobody wants to actually work. Like, if I could be home all the time with my
No one
family.
works for fun. Everyone works because they need money.
I love how people say nobody wants to work anymore. What do you mean? Nobody ever wanted to work.
People just want to live. Like, you think this, they actually, okay, I have my uncle's a workaholic and he lives to work. Like, even if he had money, he lives to work. But in general, the mass is not like, oh, I just want to work and just die and do nothing. No, you need money. If that's what you want, you need money.
We need money to put a roof over our head because prices keep rising. Eggs are $5 a fucking carton.
Yeah, I haven't bought eggs.
I think my eggs went down recently.
I did get a 6-pack for like almost $2 today, so that was pretty exciting. It was under $2, and that was really the peak of my day. Was oh shit, eggs have gone down.
Like I think eggs around here got down, and I was like, thank God, because fucking everything's way too expensive.
Eggs were $5 a carton, or a little over $5 a carton. Now they're $4 a carton where I'm at. So
yeah, I think mine are $4
over here.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate now, but it's still.
Because I think they were at $6 over here, and now they're at $4. I'm like, that's $2 saved.
I've just decided that I don't need eggs. That's really where I'm at.
I only consume eggs in the form of baked goods.
That's what I was gonna say. Baked goods. Sometimes breakfast, but mostly baked goods. You need the eggs for baked goods.
Yeah, and I don't eat eggs otherwise.
I ate banana bread the other day, and I needed the egg for that.
Yeah.
Oh, banana bread.
I made some the other week. It was so fucking good. And then I made honey butter to go with it.
Oh, stop. Oh man, now I want some delicious bread.
Like, I'm glad that out of all of my health issues right now, diabetes is not one of them.
Yeah, friend trauma is the worst, I think, because like relationship trauma you can live with, right? Like, you as an individual being, well, most people as individual beings don't need another person to be in a romantic relationship with to exist. There are those bitches out there who must have a man, and I don't get that shit. You need some help.
It's like, be happy with yourself first and then be happy with someone else.
Yeah.
But people don't understand that anymore. People are just like, oh, I have to be with another person. Like, you are not a personality with another person. You are your personality first.
Yeah.
I had this argument the other day. That's why I'm fucking... I literally had this argument like fucking 2 days ago.
I was single for 7 years before I started dating Jack.
Yeah.
I took 7 years where I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta figure my shit out.
But that's the thing. You need to figure out who you are and be at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
Before you ever try and be in a relationship with anybody. And that's why I think these people who go around and try and force themselves into relationships and marriages and try and make shit work and pursue people in ways that is not just natural to them, this is why their relationships fail.
Well, because...
Amen. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. I've been fucking... This is exactly the argument I had, like, fucking 2 days ago. Someone needs to fucking hear it. Amen.
Send them this podcast. Maybe we'll have another fan.
You mean we'll have one fan?
Yeah.
Hey.
You're right. Sorry. But no, for real, like, you have to... Because you're not going to meet a single person without baggage of some sort. And that baggage can be pretty hidden because they could have the best life ever, but I guarantee you that they were missing vital mental health knowledge, vital self-care knowledge, something like that. You have to figure out where you're at in life and make the improvements that you need to make with yourself, work out that shit, and make sure you understand it and you're self-aware, and then you can have a successful relationship with another person in an equal place.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it works, because I 100% met Mark on a whim.
Yeah.
I worked with his mom, and this was around the time Pokemon Go came out, and she found out that I was a nerd, and she said, oh yeah, my son plays that too. And I caught a Mewtwo one day, and I said, tell your son I caught a Mewtwo, because I was flexing hard on my Mewtwo. It was
I need to reflect on.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, because we had gone back and forth a couple times through her about like whatever. So, he texted her back and said, "Tell her to suck dicks." And she was like, "I'm not going to tell you what he said." I said, "No, tell me what he said. It's not gonna offend me." And so she told me, and I started laughing. And in my head, I'm thinking, is it inappropriate to ask her how old her son is? Because just through these, like, handful of texts, I have decided that I like this guy. I think he's funny. So, and that's really all I need. Just be funny. And not an idiot. I got 1.5 of those. And so...
Attacked. Poor guy's not here to defend himself.
So one day he goes...
of those.
He goes to his mom's house. He'd just call me a cunt and move on. So one day he goes to his mom's house, and his mom's an alcoholic, whether she'll admit it or not. And he goes to his mom's house to look for something, because he lives with his dad. And she is drunk, and she calls me, and she's, like, you know, saying that he's there, and she's trying to force him on the phone with me. And what she says to him is, "She's got big boobs, you'll like her."
Thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Oh my god.
I meanwhile get up and pour myself a glass of wine to deal with this.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to say a story that my mom used to tell everyone who would listen, that for my 16th birthday, she bought me breast augmentation, and everyone fucking believed it for years.
Oh my gosh. That's...
Now you can keep going.
Thanks, Mom.
My cousin really asked me one day, she came up to me, and she was like, did you really get, like, fucking big, your breasts done? And I was like, what?
Who told you that? Boobs? Scientifically?
Because as a teenager, I was, like, skinny with big breasts. It was, like, really noticeable, and I used to wear, like, low-cut shirts. Now I'm, like, really, like, you can't tell. I wear a lot of shirts you can't tell.
Yeah.
And she's like, and my cousin is, like, flat.
And
she was like, oh, did she really pay for it? How much was it? And I was like, Mom. Wanted to share that.
That is fantastic.
That's great.
Fucking, I was 16 years old, and she told everyone for my sweet 16, she gave me fucking a breast boob job.
Your mom just wants you to be effective.
I'm sorry, Avani, are you done with your meeting Mark story?
I know, you can go back to your story. I just wanted that segue real quick.
Oh, yeah, so basically I ended up on the phone with him for a hot minute, and then I was like, well, I'm having a game night Friday night with a couple friends if you want to come. So homie calls out of work to come to game night.
Oh, shut up!
Comes in my house, and immediately starts going through my classic game collection. Like, sees him there and just starts going through it. Because that night, we must have spent like 2.5, 3 hours on the phone talking.
Wow.
And I've never done that. That night, I did 15 shots of Fireball and got exceedingly drunk and ran around my house with a blanket cape and a wand. And I was from Harry Potter, and that's really all we need to know about that story. Long story short,
fair.
that's literally... Okay. That's, like, literally, there was nothing forced about it. And I think people try so hard to, like, oh, he looks cute. Let me force myself into a relationship with him because he's cute.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to be this because he wants this. I have to be this so that I don't lose him. I have to do this. I have to... No, you don't have to fucking do shit.
You
bitch.
literally just saw me take 15 shots of Fireball and turn into a motherfucking fool. And you still called me. So, clearly this is gonna work.
Clearly, this was the right choice.
Yeah.
I will say that I think I went a little too far with the becoming secure with myself and no one else. Because when Jack and I was told by a friend after my 7 years of being single, you should try Facebook dating, right? Because when back in the day when I was meeting people for romantic stuffs, that sounds way worse than it actually
Hookups.
was. No, I've never done a hookup. Never done a hookup.
Oh, I feel like a slut. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't worry, you and me both.
Again, I am an asexual person. I do not. I don't think.
I am semi as well, but when I was younger, I thought I needed to do a certain thing to fucking be accepted as society dictated.
Right. I also went through that, but I didn't ever get that far with my boyfriends at the time.
No, mine was a freedom stage. Mine was absolutely a totally life wrecking. I am gonna do what I want. Fuck everybody else. I'm gonna try everything I can try. Within,
Did you have fun?
Within legality. Oh, hell yeah, girl.
Within legality?
Yeah, within legality.
I feel like a delinquent because I did things outside of legality during my phase.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So half the problem is that I'm a rule follower.
No, during my rebellious, where were the rules?
I am a rule follower with anxiety. I'm just riddled with it. And so I'm like, oh no, if I get caught, I can't go in jail. I won't work. I won't make it.
Now at this age, now I'm a rule follower with anxiety. But at that age, I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to live forever.
When you're a teenager, I think.
Wasn't even a teenager.
No, it wasn't a teenager, no.
No, this is...
Okay.
This is not related to your guys' conversation.
Oh.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
Segue.
For me, to continue with the asexuality, when I was a teenager in high school, I had hormonal things, so I wanted to, but I was too anxious, and also I lacked self-confidence. I thought I was fat and ugly all the time. So with boyfriends, I never got that far. We did stuff, but I never got to
intercourse.
Full naked, let's go at it. I never did that. Until the boyfriend before my 7-year hiatus.
It's all his fucking fault.
And then you're like, well, I see it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I guess we're done here.
Okay. Listen,
when you're so bad at sex, you turn people asexual.
I was like, damn, I wasn't missing shit. I'm out of here. I'm off the market. I don't even want to look at it anymore.
No, because at the point of that relationship, I was in my early 20s. And actually, I was 20. I was 20 to 21. And that was my first sexual relationship.
Encounter. Okay.
Yes.
Encounter. Begin encounter.
I'm trying to make it nice and subtle and not grotesque or the words.
So what you're trying not to say is it was the first time she fucked.
Yeah.
So that was the first time the penis was where it was trying to go.
Yeah, exactly.
The penis went in the vagina.
Now that we've made it here, that wasn't a bad relationship, but that was also around the time when I started to understand that maybe I don't have the same
desires
urges as the normal population. So and it was during my 7-year hiatus that I realized, oh, I am asexual. I have never experienced actual sexual attraction to another human being. It was always hormone driven. And now that I'm older, I don't have those fucking wild ass teenage hormones going, you want to fuck everybody. But anyway, Jack and I met on Facebook dating. And at this point, I, again, 7 years single, figured out what I want in a partner, all of that shit. And I also had the idea in my head, and I still say it to this day, that if you're going to be my partner, you need to make me happier as my partner than I would be single. You need to
definitely.
You need to enrich my life.
Yeah, you have to bring something to my life. If I'm better off without you, then why am I here?
Exactly. Because I was like, all right, I figured out how to be my own person. What are you gonna do? So when he first reached out to me, we matched, which means we both liked each other's profiles.
Mm-hmm.
So he messaged me first, and his first message was, "Hiya, cutie," with a smiley face.
It's funny that if I would have had that message, I'd be like, well, that's as far as this is going.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I texted, actually, the friend who's no longer my friend, when I texted her, and I was like, look at this asshole fucking coming up here, calling me his cutie. Like, fucking, I'm not your cutie. You don't know me. Like,
that's the exact reaction I would have had.
Affirmation, like, I cannot stand that shit. If someone had said that shit to me, I'm like, well, we're done here. Next.
I went off. I was so like, who the fuck? Like,
and the fuck do you think you are calling me that?
She talked me into messaging him back because she was like, you're on a fucking dating site. This is what you're supposed to see. And I was just like, I was not about it. But eventually I did text him back.
Oh, you still have the messages?
Oh, yeah. Because the whole time, because now it's just funny to me.
Look how awkward I was.
No, I wasn't awkward. I was a bitch.
Like, look how much of a bitch I was, and he still stuck around.
Yeah.
Holy hell, this man was desperate, huh?
So we chatted back and forth. He kind of was. I am his first.
I was joking. Please don't tell me. Like, I don't actually feel that about him.
No, I am his first stable girlfriend. He has some crazy ass exes.
Oh.
So, but we were chatting back and forth, and I brought up Critical Role, which Vale, I don't know if you know.
I know. Don't worry. I know.
Okay, so
I am a nerd. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I had just learned about Critical Role. So I had brought it up as like, hey, this is a cool thing that I just learned about. Do you know about it? And of course, it's Jack. So yeah, he did know about it. So we were chatting about that, and he told me he DM'd for his friends, and I was like, that's awesome. I would love to hear about it. And he was like, I'm not reading all of the messages, but he was like, we could talk about it over dinner one night if you'd like. And
smooth.
That was nice.
It was nice.
Smooth.
My response, we'll do a definite maybe on that. I'd love to hear about it. I just haven't decided if you're an asshole or serial killer yet. TBD.
So I go back to my earlier mention where I said this dude was fucking desperate because, like, damn, this woman's kind of a bitch.
And then
I would find that fucking hilarious.
And then I sent the next message, and I said, also, I'd rather we establish expectations and such before going out anywhere. Honestly, I don't want to take up your time or mine if we know it's not going to end up with friendship or dating.
Such a business person.
I know.
That is what you tell somebody that calls and is like,
need the whole fucking company for this message.
I would like to sit down and talk to you about the programs that we offer. Well, let me be honest with you and be kind about your time and my time. No. I do this to people on a weekly basis, Heather. What you did to Jack, I say to people on a weekly basis at work.
Girl, I don't know who took over.
No, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with what you did. It was the right thing to do.
Because yeah, definitely. It was the right message to her.
Yeah, if you're meeting somebody online, like, you don't want to show up at a date and at dinner and, like, they have this expectation of you're going to hook up, and you have this expectation of, I don't even want you to know what car I drive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Because, like, I'm a woman. You're a man. Statistically, this could end up with my murder.
Statistically, this is going to end in murder, rape, robbery, or assault.
Yeah. So I'm not going to really read his responses unless it was awesome. But he had good responses. He handled himself really well, and that's ultimately why I agreed to meet him. But he responded to that, and in my response, I was like, to be honest, you put me on edge when you started with cutie, but I figured I'd give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh my god.
Well, where am I going? I talked about how I learned to value myself and I can be blunt, and then I talked about my asexuality, and I said, I explained asexuality because most people don't know it. And I said, so if you're looking for someone who is going to have mind-blowing sex with you all the time, I'm not your girl. This emoji. I was not fucking around, y'all.
It's like, this is my resume.
Yeah. And then he responded good again. So good that I said, oh, wow, okay, good answer. And then I said, so maybe you're not an asshole and I might be down for dinner sometime, but the serial killer thing is still TBD. How do... Oh, and then I asked him about weed because I had just started smoking. And yeah, we ended up meeting up with, I brought some of my friends. He came by himself because I got him to agree to meet me with my friends so they could gauge him. And so that I wouldn't get murdered. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And no, now we're together for almost 3 years.
In this dating climate, you kind of have to do that shit because the statistics are high.
Yeah, they are quite high. People be crazy. But yeah. So that was how I handled meeting somebody.
So I had already known my husband as a friend before we started dating, but I'll have you know, I was only single 2 hours before he asked me out. He caught that rebound in the air. Like, he just fucking alley-oop.
He had the plays,
He
man.
saw a post by a post by a post that you were now single.
No, he was standing next to me. He was sitting next to me when I had that last fight with my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And
You
so
break up
I was
with
like,
him?
yes.
Good for you.
Because, okay, so I was dating this guy, long distance relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember this person, Heather, from high school. Matthew Berrien.
Oh, I have a story from middle school about him.
But like, we were dating, and then every 3 days he'd be like accusing me of cheating on him.
Oh, I dodged a bullet.
And every fucking 3 days he'd accuse me of cheating on him. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I told you I'm not cheating on you. And every time, like, some time would pass and he'd accuse me again, and he'd accuse me again, and he'd accuse me again. So I just like blew up on him, and I was like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm tired of your bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking all you do is accuse me all the time. And like, I've never cheated on you, and like I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to cheat on you. If I wanted to cheat on you, I wouldn't be with you.
He was
like,
accusing you because he was the one doing it.
It's because he was like, oh, I have like baggage because my ex-girlfriend cheated on you. Congratulations. Stop asking me every 3 days if I cheated on you.
Yeah, right.
And then, like, so I was on the phone and I broke up with him, and my husband was sitting there next to me, and he was like, so, you want to go out now that you're single? And I was like, fucking yeah, I do. You know what? I fucking do, because I'm tired of this fucking shit. And, like, he caught that rebound, like, right there. He was like, and...
The rebound, the pettiness is so strong after a breakup that it's like, I fucking want to go out and drink. Yeah.
I took that pettiness all the way to a judge, because we got fucking married. That pettiness went all the way.
Well, as long as
this was like
happy.
It was either the second or third time he'd asked me out, because I was like, no, I don't see us dating.
Yeah.
And then like he caught me at the perfect time, and look how we're married, fucking 3 years now.
I would like our first t-shirt to be, I took that pettiness all the way to the judge.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I took that pettiness all the way to the judge. We got married twice. Fucking.
And in small text, and now we're married.
Yeah, that's fucking fantastic. I love that.
Well, like, to this day, still says that I cheated on him, because like a week later, I took a picture, like, I was at the mall with my then boyfriend, who's now my husband, and I like took a picture, and he was like, see, I told you you were cheating on me. And he was like, see, I knew the whole time that you were cheating on me. And I was like, dude, I dated him right as we broke up.
Yeah, we fucking take your insecurity elsewhere. Yeah, that guy, your ex, fucking in middle school, in 8th grade, we were flirting a lot, and people were like saying, oh, you guys are gonna date, oh, you guys are gonna date. And I got so nervous because I hadn't had a boyfriend before that I started ignoring him, and he got really mad at me. So apparently I dodged a bullet.
So in high school, he had also asked me out while I was dating, and he
Oh my god, you're saying so many names. I remember.
So, like, in high school, like, he asked me out, and I was like, no, I don't want to date you. And then, like, he was, like, really awkward about it. So then I ghosted him for, like, months, and he was mad. And we stopped being friends after that point, because we were just, like, normal friends. Then he asked me out, and I was like, no, fucking, I don't see this like that. I don't see it the way you do.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I asked out in freshman year.
Dated me to get back at.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Wait, did you know that you were the rebound girl?
Yeah, because she was my best friend.
Oh, see, that's always fun. When you're part of the petty.
Mara?
What?
Mara?
Yes.
We were also friends, and I stopped being friends with her because she was jealous over my best friend.
Melody?
Yeah. When Melody was gone for sophomore year, it was because she was living with her aunt in another town, and she was coming back to play in the pit band. And I guess I was mentioning her a lot because I was excited to see her and stuff like that, and we were really best friends, really tight. So I probably brought her up a lot, and then fucking went off about how, like, oh, I guess Melody's like this god friend and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and like, yeah, I stopped being friends with Lindsay after that.
Oh no, like fucking in high school, this was just toxic friendship after toxic friendship. I only had like one good friendship, and it was Laura. And like, I'm okay. So at the time,
yes.
She talked so much shit about me. She would not stop talking shit about me to everyone in the fucking school. She talked shit about me.
I wasn't really close. We were
and she was mad because I was friends with a friend of hers, and she was like mad, like, oh, why is she closer to you than she is to me? So she went around the whole school talking shit about me. And then like we met up one time at a party in Laura's house. And she like literally went up to me and she apologized. She told me, she's like, oh, I'm sorry that I talked shit to you to everyone that could hear me. Like, I didn't know you like as a person. I'm so sorry I talked shit about you.
I didn't know that was a bitch until people told me in like senior year. At some point I decided Melody is my friend and this is the only friend I need. Just ignored everybody.
I just love that, like, we have this. We're like, oh, we went to high school together. Fucking, we know the names. That name, I know that name.
I can't believe we had this like little like situation with Barrion and Jones. Just like,
but then
so
like
funny.
To get back at Jones, I dated.
I remember him.
And then so like I stopped dating him. So to get back at me, he tried to date someone else. So this was just like a circle of fucking bullshit.
What is with revenge dating?
I don't know.
And then like after that, I think I didn't date like anyone else out of high school because I was like, you know what, this is like exhausting. This is a lot of work.
I dated 2 people during freshman, not at the same time, during freshman year. And then I ended up dating somebody that it's actually, I hate it because the long relationship I had in high school was kind of storybook in how it happened. He was a freshman in high school when I was in 7th grade, and he was in choir. So when the middle school choir came over to the high school for one of the choral festivals, I heard him sing a solo, and I fell in love with his voice. I swear to God, he had such a great voice. It's disgusting. Wait, it gets worse. So
I didn't say anything.
No, but I see Avani's face.
I have been told many times that I just can't hide my expression. And it's very clear, especially like at work, I get told this all the time. It's very clear when you can't stand somebody.
Yeah.
I have a relatively good poker face.
I could, if I tried to poker face, I could. I just choose not to because it's more fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like when I think something and like I'm not trying to have a poker face, I have like the most exasperated reactions just to like fucking drill it home.
Anyway, so fell in love with this kid's voice, right? And I was like, oh, but he's a high schooler and he doesn't care about some stupid middle schooler. But I still, like, I was like, okay, when the choral festival rehearsal's over, we're going to have some downtime. I'm going to try and talk to him. But he went to the high school and I didn't realize they just went to class. So I didn't get to talk to him. And I was like, well, that's unfortunate. And I went back about my life. And then when I was a freshman in high school, he was a junior. And we finally met. And actually, my best friend was into him. But when she found out that I was into him, because I was like, it was at a Christmas concert and he was singing a solo. And at this point, I didn't recognize him. He looked a lot different. And I heard his voice and I was like, oh my God.
That's the dude.
That's the dude. And I was like enamored. So she introduced me to him when we all went, the choir went out to Olive Garden. And she introduced me to him because they were friends from marching band. And
you asked him if you could have a bite of his breadstick?
No. Hilarious. But no.
Vale, you look so disappointed.
No, we were sitting next to each other. She did this on purpose to me, my friend. But she like had us sitting next to each other, and I was so nervous and awkward. And when I get nervous, I like kind of shut down, and I'm just like, I'm a very shy person. And I didn't find this out until later, but he thought I was cute, so he was also nervous. So we're sitting there in silence. And he just looks around, and he looks around at the Olive Garden room, and he's like, this room is very beige. And I started cracking up because I was like, what the fuck?
Line, my dude. Great line.
Yeah.
Bless him.
And then we became friends and started dating, and it was great. And then he went to college and broke up with me. But...
Fantastic. Fucking.
I didn't date again until senior year, and that ended after, like, not even a year, I think, but whatever. Like, but he was, like, my high school love. And, we're still friends. Like, he avoided me because he thought, like, he didn't want to hurt me or whatever. And eventually we started talking again, and now we're friends. We send each other fuck you every once in a while. And... But it just the way it happened was so fucking storybook. Oh my God. Vale, do you remember this kid, Richard Russell?
Yes.
He ruined my first kiss with Ryan, the guy I've been talking about. Literally, I said Jack. Don't tell Jack.
You didn't say Jack. You went Jack. That's not a name.
Ryan.
Cut that out.
Ryan had signed up for one of the stupid high school talent shows we used to have, and he was singing a solo, and I was saying good luck and everything, and I was giving him a kiss, and it was our first kiss, and Richard came in the room, saw us, and was like, "Oh," in the middle of our kiss, and I was so pissed.
Sounds very high school.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, I don't remember why I started because we were talking about high school.
Yeah, we were talking about high school.
Yeah. Didn't think we were going to talk about love stories today, but
have
you
have you ever accidentally broken up with somebody you didn't know you were dating publicly?
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What does that mean?
This person thought that we were dating. I didn't know that they thought that we were dating, and yes, I have. Why is that a thing?
How does somebody think you're dating?
Okay. So in high school.
Oh, okay.
We had this like friend group, and we were all a bunch of nerds. And so we were just kind of this group. So usually when like somebody's sibling kind of came into the school, they hung out with us too. Mm-hmm. so there was this guy in our friend group, and one of the girls in our friend group dated him, but he had a sister that was a couple years younger than us. And this is kind of in my point in life where, like, I should have known I was bisexual, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess I didn't know enough to apply the term. Yeah. So, like, we would have, like, game nights and, like, party nights and stuff, and a lot of times people would come to my house and, like, crash or whatever. So she and I kind of started, like, hooking up, and I thought we were hooking up. That's what I thought was happening. And
this is the extent of your knowledge.
I was learning new things, and it was wonderful. I thought it was a great time. And so the friend group is sitting at the table one morning, and she was, like, just leaning on me. It was, like, early in the morning or something, and she was just leaning on me. And somebody came over and asked us if we were dating. And at the same time that I say no, she says yes.
Whoops.
And I don't know, because I wasn't with anybody else. I wasn't messing around with anybody else. Like, I'm very, even when I sleep around, like, it's not back-to-back shit. Like, I'm one person at a time. Like, I can't mentally manage any more than that.
Yeah. Like Overcooked.
Yeah. And, and so, like, in my head, as this happens, I'm having dual thoughts. One, when did that happen? And two, oh, I done fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know this was happening. Oh, shit, they thought this was happening.
Yeah.
It's over.
There was never a conversation. Nothing. It was just like, so that just happened. And I think we were both trying so hard to play it cool.
Yeah. Oh no.
Like, this is happening in front of everyone.
Like, we're still friends on Facebook. We still know what's going on in each other's lives, but we don't really talk. Like, it was this weird, like, we're still part of the same friend group. We're still part of the same circle. We're not being shitty to each other. It's just suddenly,
yeah,
there's a very glaringly obvious, like, divide.
Yeah.
And I don't know if for me back then, because this was the early 2000s, I was scared that, like, if I had said yes, somebody would think differently of me.
Yeah.
And you're still in that place in high school where you're like, oh my god, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want, like, people, like, talking shit about me. I don't like being the center of attention. Like, I don't know, like, where to go here. And so the word that came out of my mouth was no.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. In hindsight, it's hilarious. In the moment, I felt like a terrible person.
Yeah.
At the moment, you're like, can I dig myself a hole and just bury myself? It sucks.
If I get up and walk away now, it's going to look real bad. So I'm going to continue to sit here with this girl that I just said no about leaning on me and my arm around her and pretend that it's okay.
Everything's fine, guys.
Because, like,
everything's fine.
Me and my friends used to do that all the time. One of us would lean on the other, like, or whatever, and there was nothing, like, romantic about it.
Yeah.
And so, like, in my head, that's what's happening.
Yeah. That's so funny. I'm so sorry you went through that.
No, it's totally fine. Don't make assumptions. Guys, don't make assumptions, because it's...
This is... I love this because this is a perfect example of something world-shattering at that time you're now looking back at and laughing.
Oh no, my world wasn't shattered. Hers probably was.
Yeah, because she's just like, okay, this is awkward. But the girl was like, oh no, my relationship never happened, and now everyone in front of everyone.
Yes. Like, it was in front of a bunch of people, and I know myself. My eyes went wide. My face got red. Like, I know that I did not know what was going on. I had fucked up so bad.
So you guys never talked about it after that? No. You just kind of let it be?
Yeah.
Like, well, this conversation died there with our relationship.
As far as I remember, there was never a conversation about it. Like, we still ran in the same circles. We still went to the same shit, but it was just, we didn't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite the story.
Yeah, mine wasn't. I don't even remember how my story ended, but I do remember that someone thought they were dating me, and I was like, "When did we start dating?" Like I asked it, like, "When did we start dating?"
Oh shit! In front of other people?
No, it was at least this was like a private thing, and it was like, "When did we start dating?" And I was like, "No."
Like I
And then
agree to
because
this.
apparently I didn't have much tact. I was just like, "Fucking no."
I'm right there with you. Tactless.
And that's where that ended.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, we're not even friends anymore. We're not even like messing around. We're done." That was it. That was you're dead to me. Apparently, you fucking died that same moment. God damn. Who knew?
Oh shit! All right. Well, I think that's enough content for at least.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of content.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours, and I have to go. I have to leave.
Yeah.
All right, look,
y'all.
next time I'll tell you about how I ended up living with my ex and the girl he cheated on me with.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh dear God, I can't wait for that story. Also, next time we need to actually record out of the spirit box's audio.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The whole time we did this, I was thinking about it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be 2 hours long, and the other one's going to be like 20 minutes."
Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
Well, you can always break this one up into two. I think with Pillow Fort Talk, we're always going to be able to make one record session to...
Oh yeah, because Pillow Fort Talk always goes on and on and on, because boy, the tangents.
Yeah. They're great tangents. This is one of my favorite
Pillow
things.
Fort Talk, it's fucking tangent talk, because it's just tangent after tangent after tangent. That's it.
Oh, all right, y'all. Till next time. That's it for this one. Be sure to join us for our next episode and check out our other content on Twitch and YouTube. We've got Late Night Dungeon Fight, J&H Nerdcast, and ND Vale. We also have another podcast, Out of the Spirit Box, where we talk about a bunch of spooky shit. Hope to see you there, and thanks for your support. Bye!
Bye!